Please be advised that Little Miss Recap contains adult language.
Which, meanwhile, we don't know what he's doing when he's at work for 3 months.
But no, he's on an oil rig.
Do they ever come ashore?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think once they get there, they're there.
Because I could see Jovi, paying for an Uber to get a stripper out to the oil rig. Hi everyone, welcome to Little Miss Recap, the podcast where we try to reform crawfish fuckboys.
I was wondering where you were going to start with, and I was not necessarily expecting that, but I have to say, I feel like Jovi finally gets it.
I know, me too.
I think he finally really gets it. And I think he didn't get it all along, which is why he was doing what he was doing.
Jovi, and I said this to you last night, are we in a safe space? No, probably not. But Jovi communicates exactly like my husband does, in the sense that he hates this kind of communication.
Sure.
He views everything as an insult or a slight, like you've done something wrong.
Right.
So it's very like, when I can get Timmy to sit down and listen to me, he really does. But he hates doing it. He'll have this body posture, arms crossed, leaning back.
Yeah.
I saw in Jovi and I was like, oh, this is why I defend this motherfucker now.
You're in love with him.
Now Timmy is the furthest thing from crawfish fuckboy, but the poor communicating, I'm seeing this here, and I feel for Yara because it is difficult. Although I don't suspect Yara is as good of a communicator as somebody like me is, who just talks your ear off 24/7, wants to talk about my feelings.
Right. And you also have about 15 years on Yara too.
Yeah. And it took me, I told you last night, like it took me a while to get Timmy to where I have him now, where he can actually communicate well. But beginning Timmy, early marriage Timmy, he was this person.
He was crawfish fuckboy, except it was more like dying Steel Town fuckboy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Rust Belt fuckboy.
Rust Belt fuckboy. Rust Belt fuckboy. We need to have a whole line of t-shirts.
We need a whole map.
Exactly. Like Pacific Northwest, we have, Pine Tree Fuckboy. And then California, we've got Earthquake Fuckboy. Arizona Desert
Tectonic
Fuckboy.
Plate Fuckboy.
Tectonic Plate Fuckboy. Yes. Someone told me this weekend when I was at my big burlesque thing, in her class, they had to work on embodying characters and they had to dance as if they were tectonic plates. And I was
I totally get that.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. Amanda, I'd like to show you my new mug.
I need that mug. Where did this come from?
This mug says, all the sacrifices that I made to love you wasted, and on the back end,
it's
knife
a
in the
stabbed
kidneys.
kidney. Yeah. Where did this come from?
It came from More Biggie. I think that's the store, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
On Etsy.
Got it. Yeah.
Hashtag not an ad. Wish it was.
Yeah, I got Todd a Zied mug a couple of years ago, and now we can't find it, but it's a picture of Zied, and it's I work so much work.
Oh, I love Zied.
I love Zied too.
Rebecca and Zied. Okay. So are we ready to recap? Well, here's the thing. I didn't introduce myself yet. I'm Amy Archer. This is Amanda Lipnack. We're together.
Here we are.
Here's the thing. Let's talk about, how did you feel about this show? Because we're one of the only podcasts that took this on.
I know. We were willing to
dive in that dumpster and scrape the corners.
Yes, that's a good example. And it didn't turn out to be nearly as much of a dumpster as we thought it would be.
I was riveted.
I think this is great. I've said before, and I'll say it again, get rid of HEA, do this shit, and do like one a year. You don't need to do it, No. And actually, at this point, they're almost getting to the point where it's like one of each flavor a year. It's OG, Before the 90, Toe.
Yeah.
And then
I was really surprised that they had 2 of them running at the same time this year.
Oh, and with UK, they had 3 running.
Yeah, that's weird.
That was a lot. I don't know
Matt
what's
Sharp,
happening.
what are you doing? Drunk with power, that's what he is.
Matt Sharp is raw dogging us in the words of the gays. They're raw
Yeah,
dogging us.
he is drunk with power,
He is.
and he's just picking up that phone, and things happen at his behest. Like he's
I'm
just like,
imagining this like Dr.
give me
Evil.
more 90-day.
Make me more 90-day. Find me more lunatics. Click. Or do you think in every season he's like, oh, we need someone who seems more catfishy. Find more catfishy. Click.
I was looking in our Facebook group today, Backdoor Friends, and people were trying to give us ideas for female villains.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
was it for the villain show or this show? The villain show.
For the villain show, but we were trying to talk about it. I forget who commented, but someone said we should have Kim Plath. I'm like, well, it's not a Matt Sharp joint, but we pulled people in from we tried to pull Cody Brown in. So,
because I would love to see Destiny on there. Destiny from Lavu.
Destiny would be
She
really good.
She would be amazing, right?
If Lindsay had not redeemed herself, she would have been good. Just because
it was
she's
in
so
a book.
cunning.
Scott,
I was busy. God, I love. Oh God, those two were a mess. I still would have loved a cage match of Destiny and Lindsay.
Oh, me too. Me too. All right. Well, let's get into 90 Day, The Last Resort, Season 1, Episode 12, The Last Walk. And real quick, guys, I just want to say, because there was a little confusion last week about our sister wives chat before the episode started. So when there's a timestamp, always look at the show notes.
Mm-hmm.
When there's a timestamp, that means we talked so much talk, and I'm doing you the favor of putting a timestamp in. If there's no timestamp, we've kept it mainly to the main topic, and we haven't gone too long.
Got it.
So that's what you have. Okay.
Got it. That's we're getting the inner workings of Amye Archer's brain.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay. So real ominous music for this episode opening. Just it's
and
like,
an hour and a half.
Yeah. And it's like something on Nosferatu. Like it is just
the tension is building. We need a pipe organ in the back of the resort somewhere.
Now, I have to tell you, Amanda, you know this already, but our listeners do not, that Jovi is wearing a shirt from the strip club the entire episode. Well, last episode and this episode. And it's from Rick's Key West. And Rick's Key West is part of the group that Red Garter Saloon is part of. So he is wearing a t-shirt from the strip club.
So is Ed.
Is he really?
He is. So
I look so seldom at him that I didn't even notice.
I Googled Rick's after you told me this. And then Rick's has like multiple floors that they're different bars. One of them is the shirt that Ed was wearing.
Okay, so it's the other one.
Dirty something. And it's like Dirty John, Dirty Harry, Dirty.
So there's Dirty Harry, spelled with a U. Dirty Harry.
That's what he's wearing.
Just based on this picture, Key West looks like someplace I never want to be.
One of my best friends was just in Key West recently. He said it was really lovely. I would like to go. I'd like to go to Hemingway's house.
I would like to go to Hemingway's house.
Yeah. Like we could do our own version. We can go to Havana Cabana and go to Hemingway's house.
Can we go to the Copacabana? Oh, that's not there. Yeah, I just see a lot of like bros with drinks in their hands.
Yeah.
Picture.
There's the potential for it to be kind of Bourbon Streety, which is probably why Jovi loves it so much.
Yes.
But it doesn't have to be that.
Okay. Yeah.
What it can be is us going out to like cool outdoor restaurants.
Yeah.
During the day, we go see Hemingway's house. We sit by a pool. We go out to dinner. We go back to our hotel or something. We get like an Airbnb, so we have more room.
Okay.
And then we have our own cocktails and laugh. This is our trip to Key West.
Okay. Yeah. I'm there for that.
Okay, cool.
Sounds good. Okay. So we're going to do a little tiny scene with Kalani and Asuela. So we pick up where we left off with them, and she's telling him they need to get divorced right away. And she tells the camera she's terrified of moving forward with Asuela, but she wants to be with Dallas. And she says his name, and I'm still calling him Hall J. Pass.
He's Hall J. Pass.
And Asuela says he wants to do what's right for the boys. And again, there is this, and knowing what we know now about him, there is this vacancy in his eyes. And I feel like he could like murder everyone on that island.
I feel like he could family annihilate right now real quick.
Yeah, like he could just murder people. I don't know. Come at me, guys, if I'm an evil person for thinking this. But
no, there's something not connect. I'm not sure I'd go straight to murder, but I see where you can. But there's something not connecting in his brain.
Yeah, I just feel like everything he's saying about trying to be good and patient through all of this is not genuine.
I agree.
I feel like
Or
it's hiding a murderous rage.
or he wants that to be true. I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
can't imagine. I can't. It's hard to give Asuelu credit for being particularly cunning in any way,
Mhm.
shape, or form because he's
Mhm.
dumb as a box of rocks. But I don't know. It's not good. Whatever it is not good.
No, I agree. And I take my cues from Kalani, and Kalani seems to really, I mean, we know she treats him like a baby.
Mhm.
We know that she is an apologist for him a little bit, which is, I'm not blaming her. That's part of the cycle when you're
Yep.
with somebody
Absolutely.
who's abused you.
Absolutely.
But I don't know. We'll have to see how it pans out. But anyway, so Kalani tells him she will never keep the boys from him, and they will always be. Did I just Sean Robinson this situation?
A little bit.
We're just gonna
Okay.
leave that here.
We'll leave that
Okay,
here.
so
We're
Kalani
not going to
tells him
solve that today.
she will never keep the boys from him, and they will always be family. Kalani cries and tells the camera there's part of her that's hurt immensely, but there's also part of her that's so proud of herself that she's finally leaving.
Good. And I'm so glad she's proud of herself because she should be.
Now, I want to say something. I'm
Okay.
going to defend Kalani, and I don't need the shame bell because this is not wrong to do.
Okay.
There are
Cool.
people who have said disparaging, disgusting things about her online. I've seen them, comments in certain other groups, not ours,
No.
where people have accused her of coming here just for a free vacation
Yeah.
and hooking up with Hall J Pass. This woman needed this supportive environment to make this decision.
Yep.
She never would have made it in Utah. She never would have made it in California. I'm telling you right now.
No, she needed something bigger than just her than just her sister
Yes.
to help her through this. Her sister, I mean, they are completely enmeshed. We've talked about that. They don't have the healthiest relationship, but her sister's ride or die for her. And thank God she is. And
Mm-hmm.
they have each other's backs, but she needed a therapist support. There's a reason there were two therapists at the meeting where Kalani told
Yeah.
Asuelu she wanted a divorce.
Yeah. And I
There's
mean, was it not great that Hall J Pass came to the thing? No, that was not a good move. Not a good
was
look,
not
not
a
a good
good
move.
move. I mean, we described it as a baller move, and wow, we're impressed,
Was
but
kind
that's
of
the
a baller
snarky
move.
part of us.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
like the legit parts of us who understand what's really happening here under all the, you know, noise
Yeah.
is understanding that like she needed this process to do this.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I feel like she did need a lifeboat to jump into, which is what I
Yeah.
think Hall J Pass is.
She did.
Do they last forever? Probably not, but who knows?
Yeah, who knows? You never know. I mean, should they last forever? No.
No, and
She
I don't.
needs to be alone for a little
She
bit,
does.
but
She does. She needs to be alone. She needs to get a job that has nothing. She needs to get income that has nothing to do with this television show
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and
She's in the
focus on her
plexus,
boys.
right? Plexus.
No, she's not. You keep wanting her to be into Plexus. It's Molly who's into Plexus.
God damn it. Somebody get me a photo of Kalani and Photoshop a plexus drink in her hand.
Give me a pink drink. We have
Why
enough.
do I
We have
feel
enough
like
images of Browns drinking it. We could like pull one
why
out.
do I feel like she's adjacent to it? I don't know.
She's not.
Okay. All right.
I mean, she was Mormon, so that does lead to MLM.
Maybe. So we have a little scene with Ed and Liz. Do you have notes on that?
I don't have that one
Okay.
because Ed
So
and Liz are
they're
your
just
couple. Yeah.
we just see them kind of getting ready.
Yes.
And tension is fucking high. And they're
Oh
not
yeah.
talking to each other. Because don't forget, #never forget, Ed's true colors came out last episode.
Right.
And he
She slept on
fucking
the couch.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not good. So we'll see more from her later because she shows us the ring later.
Yeah.
And then do we have who else do
We
we
have
have?
Angela and Michael.
Okay.
It's real quick. They're outside. He's back on the iPad. Todd and I watched last week's episode last night because we're a couple days behind, and he just, every time the iPad came up, he just kept giggling like
It's
a small
hilarious.
child. It's so
hilarious.
ridiculous. But Angela asks Michael, how is he going to prove that he loves her when he gets here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, stop.
Never getting here. #
No,
never getting here.
he's never getting here. He says he'll do his manly duties. Cool. And then she turns it into a weird sex thing about him
Of
going
course.
down on her, and I'm not okay. And that's it. Real quick.
What is she? Can we have gross corner?
Okay.
What is she
Feeling myself.
bleeping out? Because she's saying, "Will you bleep my cooter?" But
Lick,
she's
I
talking.
think.
So wouldn't they bleep cooter instead of
I
lick?
don't know. I don't understand sometimes why they choose what they bleep for
Yeah.
Angela.
Like at
I
first I thought she was saying fuck,
my
but
cooter.
she
Yeah.
doesn't. The context is not that.
Yeah, I think she's talking about him going down on her.
Okay. All right. Let's bleep cooter so we never have to hear it out of her mouth again.
I
How about
never
that,
want to
Matt
hear
Sharp?
Angela say cooter again, ever.
Jesus Christ.
So
Okay.
gross.
And I will hashtag shout out to Date with Datelines Kimberly, who commented on my Instagram post with the Jovi action
Yes.
shot that Michael was in that background on the iPad watching the entire thing.
To rewatch it and to see all the times that they just keep tilting Michael to where the action is, and then like where people are going to the back of the boat, they're like,
Great. So great. So great.
oh my god.
All right, take us to the couples therapy.
Okay, we have one
Therapy.
real quick voiceover with Jovi and Yara. Yara says she has lots of doubts about her future. Okay.
They're
So
fine.
now
They're
they're
fine.
fine. They're fine. But they had a real breakthrough in this episode. So we get to the big couple session and they want to review the day. I'm just going to go couple by couple because sometimes they jumped around, but we'll just go in the order that this thing happened. We start with Ed and Liz. Didn't go so well because Ed and Jovi had a big beef and it caused an altercation in Liz and Ed's relationship. And Liz did not feel prioritized over Jovi, which I found like an interesting take on it.
Weird.
I didn't
What?
understand that, but
I agree with you. I was like, what? That's the problem?
maybe she felt he was prioritizing fighting with Jovi over supporting her. I don't know.
I think maybe she thought like she was trying to get him to stop.
Maybe.
And he was so obsessed with Jovi in the situation that he wasn't listening to her.
That could be it. That could be it. Who says? Ed says they aren't in a good place. He says he doesn't want to have what happened on the boat undo what he's done and what they all have done over the last 2 weeks. And I'm like, what have you actually done?
I know.
He says this is a long-term process and he's prepared to work through it. And he says no matter what, he's coming out of this a changed man and a better person. Well,
I
you're
hope
a really
that's true.
horrible person, so any incremental improvement is better.
Sure. I hope that's true. I hope for
that's
Liz's
true.
sake that's true.
I do too. And he says he has a lot to work on. Chicken Jenny says they have the tools to make their behavior choices and we'll see what can look different in time.
Yeah.
And she says also in a talking head, if Ed doesn't make the changes, she doesn't see Liz being around for long. And PD says he did take the process seriously. And I trust her. I mean,
yeah, she does. She really sang his praises here a little bit.
She did a lot more than I thought. We get a quick with Angela and Michael. Jovi and Yara wind up being the bulk of this. Michael says things are going well as of today, and he appreciates her and loves her, and they're getting there little by little.
Michael is 100% trained. He knows exactly what to say.
Intonation,
exactly
inflection, and all.
Yeah,
he knows the script.
Yep.
He could do it upside down, forward, backwards, doesn't matter. Angela says he's been very good, and she doesn't want him to get a big head. So she doesn't want to say too many nice things about it.
Oh, God.
I don't think we have to worry about Michael getting a big head.
No.
And how Michael handled the stripper did a lot for her trust.
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, who gives a shit? Angela says he's proud of Michael for hanging up at the strip club, but she's still hanging on to those divorce papers. Great. Okay. Now, we get to Jovi and Yara, and it goes on and on. So, Jovi starts with, it's been a bad day.
Jovi 100% has the shame hangover. 100%.
He has the shame hangover.
Yes.
Between last night and the boat, he's pulling double duty.
Yep.
And they ask Yara what's up, and she doesn't want to talk badly about her husband and the father of her child, and she breaks down. And this reaction makes a lot more sense when we get into the conversation she had with Chicken Jenny.
Agree.
At this point, I was like, well, your husband did badly.
She really clings to this. He's the father of my child.
And if memory serves, she does not have a relationship with her own father.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think it's just her
I
and her
mean, I
mom.
trust your memory more than mine in these situations.
I think it's just her and her mom, because when they went to Prague,
I
which is where her
remember
mother's
that.
living now,
Mm-hmm.
after having, actually, I think she was already in Prague before the war broke out in
Didn't they go to
Ukraine.
Ukraine for a season
They went to Prague.
to see the mother?
Hmm.
Okay. Am I thinking of, did Big Mike and Natalie go to
Yes, Big
Ukraine to
Mike
see?
and Natalie
Okay.
went to Kyiv,
Okay.
as did Wig David and Lana. They were in
Right.
Kyiv as
Right.
well.
Well, he was wandering around Kyiv
He was
looking for
wandering
her.
around in his really bad
Yeah.
Matrix leather
Where
coat.
were you
Oh,
when Lana was real? Where were
oh my
you?
God. What? And she walks up. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Anyway, so but I wonder if what we're remembering correctly is that Yara does not have a relationship with her father. If that's in no small part why she hangs on
yeah.
so tightly to
Yeah.
Mila.
Could
And
be. Mm-hmm.
and they go back and forth about who's going to talk. I'm not talking, you're not talking. And Jovi eventually talks, and he tells the story about the strip club. He admits messaging the stripper. He said he thought it was fun, and when he woke up this morning, he realized what he did, and he was very upset with himself. So now
Mm-hmm.
he's actually said out loud, "I'm really ashamed." He didn't say the word "I'm ashamed," but
Mm-hmm.
he's in a shame hangover. And then Yara says she feels a ton of shame about Jovi's behavior. And they're
Mm.
starting to get into what this is
Yep.
really about.
Yep.
And she knows Jovi should feel shame, but she does too.
Mm-hmm.
She feels like people will look down on her. She doesn't want to be known for this in public, and she doesn't understand why he wants strippers more than her.
Mm.
This poor girl.
I know. And
And this is
Kalani
so much
doesn't
culture.
understand it either, because we get a lot of Kalani going, if I had my choice between a stripper and Yara, I would pick Yara.
I'm picking Yara. Everyone would. Here's the thing. If well, we'll get to it. We'll get to
Okay.
it.
All right.
He admits to messaging the stripper, and he said he knew it would upset Yara, but he did it anyway.
Because he was drunk.
Because he was
He was
drunk.
with the boys.
And
Boys
he
will be
knows he can
boys,
always,
Amanda.
all right, all right, all right, his way back. I don't know why we make Jovi Matthew McConaughey, but it's not too far off.
It's not far off at all.
No, no. I mean, Matthew McConaughey is like an oil crawfish fuckboy.
I was
He's
trying
got
to
the
think
Texas
of
in him.
I was trying to think when we were doing Love is Blind what the Texas version would be. And I was thinking it was either a cowboy hat or a pair of steers, maybe, but oil works. Yeah.
An oil fuckboy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, particularly the people in Houston, they're oil
Yeah.
fuckboys.
Yep.
Uche is an oil fuckboy.
Oh, don't even.
Okay.
I just have real quick aside about Uche. There's
Yes.
this Disney Plus ad that keeps showing up on Facebook the guy looks just like Uche. And there are so many comments of people just ripping this dude apart.
Oh no.
And there's other people going, guys, it's not Uche.
Uche. Imagine being some like actor or model and you look like
He
Uche,
just
and
looks
now
like
you're just
it.
getting this shit rubbed out of you.
Guys, if you know what I'm talking about, put it in the Backdoor Friends. Or if I find it, I'll put it in.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
don't have any Disney Plus ads, or I haven't seen them in a
Mm-hmm.
while. So Jovi apologizes. Yara says it's fine, but Jovi says it's not true. Like, I'm glad he's like, don't, it's fine this away.
Yeah, yeah.
And he asks, how can we get past this? And Chicken Jenny says, this is where forgiveness comes in. And it's for Yara, not for him. Like, she needs to forgive him, not to make things better with him, but for her own soul.
Yes.
And she never thought of that. And
Right,
that's,
right.
I think that's a lesson that we all learn, for all of us who have been therapy warriors for long periods of time, is
Yeah.
that the forgiveness piece becomes, you realize it's so much less about the person you're forgiving and so
Yeah.
much more about yourself.
Yeah.
And Yara says it's still too soon and she needs time to process all this. She just can't talk more about it. And I think one of the things I really love about Yara, I mean, we're obviously very team Yara here.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things I love about her, she knows herself well enough to know that, like, I need time to process this.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah.
And I wonder if some of her processing it is being able to articulate her emotions in English as well.
And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that Jovi probably has dismissed the emotional intelligence of beautiful women most of his life.
Sure. I think
And
he
she's
dismisses a lot about beautiful
yeah,
women.
and she's one of them, and he probably thinks that she does not, and we see this later, that she
Yeah.
does not feel things deeply.
Mm-mm.
And, he doesn't understand that, oh my God, this beautiful person actually has an inside that works as well.
Right. Right. I think the fact that Yara is both incredibly intelligent and intellectually intelligent and emotionally intelligent surprises him a lot.
Yes, agreed.
And Jovi says in a talking head, it's hard to see her struggling, and he cannot put her in this position in the future.
Yeah.
He doesn't like hurting her. He really doesn't.
I know, and this is the one redeeming quality about him, guys. I know that people hate that I'm so team Jovi, and I'm not, but I do believe that if she can exercise this crawfish fuckboy out of him,
Yeah.
then he would be great.
He would
Like,
be
I
great.
think the pieces are there for an
Mhm.
emotionally intelligent person.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they just need to, like, come together in some kind of, I don't know.
He just needs to grow up a little bit more. And you would think that being a father would have been enough, but I think it's just a little bit more.
Yeah.
And they say when it comes to difficult decisions, closure is important and able to move forward in your ability to move forward.
Yep.
And Dr. Hadi says this will be difficult for them to move forward. Okay. Now we get to Kalani and Asuela. Remember, no one at this
Knows about
gathering
it.
knows that they've broken up except for the therapists.
Do we
what
believe
if
that? You don't think there's a text chain going with these women?
I don't know. I don't
Kalani's
think
probably like,
so.
"I did it. I told them."
I don't know. Maybe they seem genuinely surprised though.
Okay.
And these are not great actors.
Yeah,
Angela's not a
Angela.
great
Yeah,
actor.
yeah,
And
yeah,
she
yeah,
seemed genuinely surprised.
yeah.
So Dr. Janie asks Asuelu how he is, and he asks her to ask Kalani first.
Mhm.
And she says they're both upset about today, but they haven't fully processed it. And Angela asks, processed what? Thanks, Angela, for that tip. Kalani says, today Asuelu and I figured out we are not going to be together anymore.
And you could see Jovi was like, this is a
All of them
possibility.
were shooketh.
Mm-hmm.
They were really shook by this because Jovi said it earlier when Molly and Kelly broke up. He's like, people may leave here not together.
Yeah.
We only have 3 couples leaving. I mean, we're almost 50-50.
He's like, I just wanted to dong around Key West. Now this is
I want to go
becoming
see his
real.
stripper and have a free vacation. We didn't have that many problems, but he learned something. Angela almost cries though when
Yeah.
Kalani says it, and she says they're just going to focus on moving forward together, co-parenting their kids.
Angela in a vacuum without all the terrible things she's done in the outside world is not bad.
No. And
Mhm.
actually today, she's pretty fantastic,
Yeah.
start to finish.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is why there's potential in her.
Yes.
She's not as bad as Ed.
No. No, she's not.
Mostly. Yeah, no, she's not. So it's hard for me
No.
to say nice things about it. I know we're both like,
Now that I'm
"Hey,
thinking
Ed."
about some of the shit she said to Michael.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But I do
Anyway.
think here's the thing. This is the difference. Michael's in on this. Liz is
Mhm.
not in on Ed's
Yeah.
terrible behavior. Liz
Yeah.
is a victim of Ed's terrible behavior. Michael, I feel like, is in on it. He knows
Mhm.
exactly what to say. He's rehearsed. He's got it down. You know what I mean?
They know what they're
He
doing.
doesn't strike me as a victim of Angela's. Not now. Maybe in the beginning. Not
Maybe
now.
in the beginning, but not now. And Jovi says in a voiceover talking head, he's shocked and isn't sure how well Asuela will accept this, and he hopes they can co-parent in a healthy way. It's interesting that everyone at this resort is a parent.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Everybody's a parent, and
Mhm.
it comes out too. Like the way that they're being a
Yeah.
parent comes out. So Dr. Janie says there's a lot to process, and they could share if they would like.
Mhm.
And they both stay quiet. And in a talking head, Asuelu says he stayed quiet because he doesn't have anything to say and he has to process his pain. He doesn't
Mhm.
have the words for this.
Mm-mm. No.
He definitely doesn't have the words in English. I'm not even sure he'd have the words in Samoan. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he understands how to do this. Angela says she's happy that they're doing what's best for them,
Yeah.
but she worries that she and Michael may end up in the same way. And they won't. They're fine.
Whatever. You know what it
And
is too? It's a proximity issue. Like, Michael is safe from Angela because he's on another continent.
that's probably it. She can only do so much to him. God, do not threaten me with cake.
Oh, people can manipulate me with cake very
Oh,
easily,
to
guys.
manipulate, yeah.
I'm
It's
gonna
not,
get a
do not Yes, do not manipulate me
Here's
with
what I'm
cake.
doing. I'm getting a
Okay.
P.O. box for this
Little podcast we
podcast,
got. Okay.
and I'm going to have people send me cake.
They can only send you cake though when I'm there because I need
Yes,
to share the
yes. I'll share
manipulation
the
cake.
cake.
Okay, good, because I need cake too. And Ed actually says some really nice things about Kalani.
Ed does, yes.
Yeah. He
Yes.
says to Kalani, he's like, Asuela, I'm not going to talk about you. Kalani.
Yeah.
He says, you're a strong, beautiful woman, and I don't worry about you. Ed says that as a dad going through a divorce, the kids can become your strength. And he knows that he's going through with it and it sucks, but he tells them both it'll get better.
Mhm.
And it does.
This is the human side of Ed that I'm
Mhm.
sure Liz sees in
Right.
glimpses and keeps
It's
her
the thing
hanging
she
on.
can hold on to
Yeah.
of him not being a complete monster.
Yes.
He's a complete monster. Anyway,
Escape,
Liz
girl.
says,
Run. Get out of there.
Liz, get out. Liz says sometimes it does more damage to focus or to force a relationship for the sake of the kids,
Mhm.
but this is still heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And at the end, Chicken Jenny gives them all cards to
Mhm.
write the reasons why they're going to make the decision that they're going to make. Dr. McHottie says tomorrow is a big decision, to which I wrote, you
Mhm.
think? I know we think he's hot.
Mhm.
I don't think he's a particularly good therapist. I don't think he's
Okay.
particularly insightful. He says really obvious things.
The women have really shown up here.
Oh, Dr. Janie, Janny, and Chicken Jenny are great.
I mean, I don't mind looking at him. You could keep him
No.
on the roster, but
Yeah, just have him say stupid things, but
Mhm.
tell everybody who's participating, don't worry about him. Just look at him. Worry about his advice.
Let's objectify the fuck out of Dr. McHottie.
Yes.
We apologize, everybody.
But don't, believe in his intellect. It's just his beauty.
Let's throw knives at Angela for objectifying Michael and then do it ourselves.
We do it ourselves. It was interesting. She never objectified Dr. McHottie.
No, she's afraid of him.
She's afraid of him, yeah.
Mhm.
And as soon as this breaks, Jovi immediately walks off.
Yeah.
He's getting the hell out of there. Kalani and Yara hug. Angela and Liz hug. And Liz kisses Angela's cheek and says, I love you. So this is a big old shift from
Big old shift. Yeah.
her screaming
From Alien versus Predator in episode 1. Yes, it
God
is.
bless. And so now we have the next day. That's where we end that day.
Okay, so I have a little of the Chicken Jenny and Yara. Do you
I have a
that
lot
too?
for it.
Okay.
So
I'll run through and then you fill in. Okay, because I have the bare bones.
I will
Okay.
supplement.
So Chicken Jenny shows up on Yara's patio. Hey, it's Chicken Jenny. Let me in. And Yara, they have a talk. And Yara explains that she feels shame because she chose Jovi. Mm-hmm. So she feels like Jovi's bad behavior is a reflection on her because she chose him.
Yep.
And Chicken Jenny says, do you take this level of responsibility for all of your family members? And Yara says, growing up in Ukraine, you need to be perfect, especially if you're a woman. And if you're not perfect, people are going to shame you. And then from what I gather, your mother bakes it in. You know, thanks, Mom.
Yeah, It seems like the soup is already swirling and the mother's like, you're going to live in this soup.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you all the ingredients of this soup.
So then Yara tells the camera that her mother and her sister used to make fun of her for being chunky. Mm-hmm. And her sister used to tell her how fat she would be once she had a kid. And I just wrote, my God, the power we hold as mothers. Like every time I hear somebody talk about like that initial wound from a mother or from a family of origin, I'm like, Jesus Christ, we hold a lot of power as mothers.
And fathers too.
Fathers too. But particularly with girls, it's a mother thing.
Yeah.
Jesus. So, for example, something that the mother would say, Yara says, is, are you not ashamed to wear that outfit? It's too open.
Yep.
And now my therapist does this with me. Chicken Jenny says, we're going to take that sentence and we're going to add words to the beginning or the end to make it feel different. So she's reframing it.
This is a classic reframing exercise.
Now, my therapist has done this with me because I have the voice in my head of my imaginary critic mother saying, you're not a good mother. So my
Mm,
therapist will say to me, if you let the kids go to this party after semi, why do you like what's happening? And I'm like,
right.
well, I can imagine my mother saying you're not a good mother. So the words that I would add on are, you're not a good mother because you're not doing it like I did. You
Yes.
know what I mean? And then we would talk about
What that
that.
judgment is and what that
Yes.
means.
This
Yeah.
is a brilliant exercise, guys. If you have an inner critic or you have something like a destructive narrative that runs through your mind, try this. I'm telling you, it's amazing. So Chicken Jenny and Yara get this to where Yara says, are you not ashamed to wear that outfit? It's too open, but I should be able to wear it because I feel good about my body.
Right.
Okay. So Chicken Jenny gets her to see that the shame and the guilt is because other people are judging their situation, and Yara needs to focus on her feelings and her relationship with Jovi and not worry about what the outside world is saying, which is so much easier said than done,
It is so much easier said than
especially
done.
when you're in your 20s.
And you're on television.
Yes.
And so you've got social media talking shit about you constantly. That makes it even worse. This is why I also think she really worries about Mrs. Gwen.
Yes. Yes.
Also, did you notice that
She calls her
when
Mrs.
Petey,
Petey. I noticed it. I wrote down.
Mrs. Petey, I love it.
So basically where we get to is Chicken Jenny tells her, focus on the feeling, like you should be mad at Jovi for this.
You're allowed to be mad. That's great.
Focus on being mad at Jovi. That is the proper emotion. You don't need to feel shame and guilt because those spiral you into insecurity.
Yep.
And that's not your bag to hold.
And you don't need to feel shame about other people's behavior. And that's so hard, particularly when it's your child or your husband.
So hard.
I mean, I'm sure your kids do things that you feel ashamed about their behavior because you feel like it's a reflection on you. Not that your girls are bad, but like,
100%. I
even
just
if it's
went
not,
through this.
even if it's not telling somebody thank you, like you're like, oh shit, did they think I'm a terrible mother because I didn't get it? Okay, you have a memory you're trying to get.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull this memory forward. I feel this so often that I'm trying to think
Mhm.
of a specific memory. But like, oh, I know what it is. I was just telling the girls the other day. So they're doing their own laundry now.
Oh boy.
And it's
Okay.
happening hit and miss.
Okay.
So like I'm obsessed about cleaning their work uniforms all the time.
Okay.
And Penelope's like, why are you constantly washing my work uniform? And I'm like, because I don't want people to think I'm a bad mother.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, hold on, I'm doing it.
Yes. Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
right. If they
doing it.
see her in a dirty uniform, that
Mhm.
says that Mother Amy doesn't know how to care
Mhm.
for her children.
Yes, 100%. And that's just a small
Yeah,
example.
but
There are so many other examples. Like
sure.
when I was deciding whether or not to let them go to this party, like, do I let them go? Or are people going to think I'm a permissive bad mother because I'm letting
Right.
them go to this? It's parenting is a total mind fuck. Period. End of sentence.
Right.
So anyway,
Yeah.
so I just wrote, "Welcome to reframing, Yara."
Yeah,
Welcome.
and this is such a great tool, and particularly because Yara has such an intense inner critic, and she's clearly not done any inner critic work, and I know
Yeah.
she's still working with Mrs. Petey, Chicken Jenny, and I hope they're working on how Yara can work with her inner critic, because we can
Me
all
too.
work with our inner critic. Our inner
Yeah.
critic is actually protecting us.
And your inner critic is coming from somewhere.
Yeah,
You
it's
have
a
to
voice
trace
someone
that
else put in your
root.
head.
Yes, you have to trace the root down. Like my therapist and I have what I call the panel. So there's like a judgment panel that
Yeah.
sits over my shoulder, and there's a
Yeah.
few key people on this panel.
Yep.
And those are all my inner critics. They're all my voices that are
Yes.
inside saying, you're not a good mother, you're doing this wrong. You know what I mean?
Mine are primarily both of my parents, but yeah, I like
Oh, my one parent is
on
up
the panel.
One parent is.
One parent is up there. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it's when you learn and trace the root that you can exercise them and put them on a panel and then talk about it how it is.
Right, and choose to listen to what you want to listen to and choose to let go what doesn't serve you.
And this is again, we are in our 40s.
Yeah.
One of us is. We are in our
Wow.
Wow.
Whoa.
That was unnecessary friendly fire, and I apologize.
Wow. Shots, in the words of Kelly, shots fired, man. Or no, Robert of Robert and Annie. Shots fired. Yeah. Yes, I am not in my 40s anymore.
So
but
we
that's
are,
fine.
I love you so much. So we
I
are
love you
women
too.
of a certain age. And it takes decades to get there and lots of therapy. So we're not expecting Yara to be able to do this right away.
I sure as hell wasn't. I wasn't where Yara is when I was Yara's age.
No.
So she's fine.
Yes.
She's great.
Yes.
She'll be fine.
Yes. Okay. Speaking for all the 50-year-olds in the world.
Speaking of all the 50-year-olds, I will
You've been
take
50 for like a month.
I've been 50 for 7 months. But
Okay.
you know, I'm now an expert in my 50s. You know, I've been here for 7 months. You know, we're gonna get 120, but I'm 7 in, so it's fine.
that was what I just did. Is I poodled you.
You
Really
poodled me.
did.
Completely poodled me. Wow.
Woo,
Good
okay.
Lord.
So now we see Ed and Liz. And Liz is packing, and it's the day of the recommitment ceremony, and she has an entire suitcase full of shoes.
Yes, she does.
Can I tell you how antithetical this is to my idea or my life? Here's a pair of Nike flip-flops that I own. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
I'm like, do I need to buy a new pair before I go to the Bahamas, or can I take this pair? Because I'm taking one pair of shoes to the Bahamas. And I'm like, I'm just going to take this pair. So there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, Amy Archer doesn't have a suitcase full of shoes. She has like an envelope with a pair of shoes in it.
For a trip like you're going on, I'd bring flip-flops for sure. And I'd probably bring 2 pairs of like very casual sandals.
Yeah,
One in brown, one in black.
I don't know.
And that would be it. That's
I'm going to bring the casual flip-flops I have on, and I'm going to bring
your dress
a
flip-flops?
dress flip-flop.
Your dress flip-flops. Okay, cool.
See, I'm doing the work of tearing myself down for you.
Thank you.
You just sit there and watch. Okay. All right. So she has a ring that she bought Ed over a year ago, and it has never felt right to give him. She says she brought it on this trip, and she's hoping she has the right moment to give it to him. Now, let me ask you a question. How do you feel about the male engagement ring?
I actually have many minds about it.
Okay.
The feminist in me doesn't understand why it is women get something to commemorate and men don't. The traditional girl in me enjoys getting pretty jewelry.
Okay.
Um,
Is this like a black and white cookie situation?
It might
Like
be.
you have feminist and anti-feminist?
The feminist side of me and the patriarchal side of me. I actually came really close to proposing to Todd.
Okay.
We had said out loud we want to get married.
Yeah.
Periodically, he would look at me. He's like, I can't wait to wife you up. Like, we knew this was happening. But I almost proposed to him. And I wouldn't have proposed to him with a ring because that's not what he would want. I was going to propose to him with a watch. Because he's a watch guy.
Okay.
My best friend, who I've talked a lot about, that we've been best friends from high school, she actually did propose to her husband.
Okay.
So they've been together for years. She didn't understand why he wasn't proposing. There was stuff going on in his life that I'm like, this is why he's not proposing right now, but don't worry. Well, she worried. And she bought him a pocket watch. For some reason, she took me to buy the watch. For some reason, my mother came along. I don't remember why my mom was there. Maybe because we felt like we needed a grown-up who might know something about watches.
Did mom have to pay for it?
No. Wendy paid for it.
Usually when a parent comes along, it's because they're bringing their credit card.
Their credit card. No, like we were 23 or 24.
Okay.
So Wendy paid for it. And then she took him, this is actually really sweet. She took him to the playground they went to on their very first date. The summer between our junior and senior of high school. And she asked him to marry her. And he said, no, but will you marry me?
Oh, okay.
And then they went and bought her a ring. So,
okay. Are they still married?
Yes, very happily. They're leaving, I think today, actually, they're leaving for Rome for their 25th wedding anniversary.
Oh, Wendy. Congrats. What's her husband's name? Let's give them a shout out.
Chris and Wendy, get a shout out for you.
I don't know if they listen, but congratulations.
Wendy's listened occasionally. So, and actually now she's been watching Sister Wives. She jumped in.
Okay.
And so I had to explain the whole catfish to her. It was great.
Okay. All right. Try explaining a knife in the kidneys to your kids this morning over coffee. I'm like, well, there's this guy.
This is guy Cody Brown.
All right.
Anyway,
Okay.
back to this.
Well, that's amazing. And I did notice, and we've talked about this before, that Yara and Jovi wear their rings on the other hand. Yes.
They do, which is a European thing.
Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words. Now we have recommitment day. It's the day of, okay? Again, you fill in anything I miss.
Yep, I will. I have the whole Yara confronting Jovi thing if you want me to do that.
I don't have that.
Okay,
so
cool.
Yeah, you can do that. Okay. So I wrote, Asuela has serial killer handwriting. To no one's surprise. And he could never have murdered John Bonet. We know it's not him because
that handwriting is not.
He's ruled out as a suspect. So
nor could he have killed Jennifer Pandos. Also ruled out as a suspect based on
ruled out as a suspect.
Yeah. Never mind that I don't think Asuela was alive when that happened, but that's fine.
He talks about how he wants to go to the ceremony because he needs to finish what he started. We see Jovi jotting down some stuff on a card. Ed says he doesn't even know if Liz is going to show up. And he starts to cry and brings up his past life bullshit, which he's using as a crutch now.
Yep.
And he says, in our 13 breakups, she's always come back.
13 breakups.
Not good, guys. Not good.
13 breakups. I will give anybody one breakup. I will give everybody the opportunity for one, unless you're really young. I'll give you the opportunity for one time.
Sure.
13 breakups. No, this is Liz, this is all you need. One thing I do want to come back to Jovi. Jovi said when he was working on his card that he wants to be a better father and husband, and he wants Yara to know how much he loves and appreciates her.
Yeah.
He does. So
he
anyway.
does. So now Yara just got out of her session with Mrs. Petey, and Amanda, you're going to walk us through this scene.
Yeah. So she says she needs to talk to him, and Yara says he can start. I need to talk to you.
She does that to him a lot. We need
to do this. You talk.
Yeah.
And he apologizes for the strip club stuff. And she asks if he wants to be with that girl. And he says, of course not. And I believe that. He doesn't want to be
believe that 100%.
And so she asks what's it's about. And he says, it's just a fun time to blow off steam. He loves her. And there's no stripper more beautiful than Yara. And if he has made her feel that way, he's sorry. It's finally starting to click in for him what this really is. And Yara says it makes her feel bad about herself because she feels he chooses another woman over her. And he's like, no, this isn't about you at all, which we've been saying forever. He goes, you're perfect. Thank you, Jovi. Thank you for saying that. Like, if ever a time she needed to hear she was perfect, it's this conversation.
Yeah.
And he says he doesn't want her to think badly about herself at all. There's no reason. And she shares how much it upsets her and how insecure she is about her body. And this makes it so much worse. And Jovi's gob was smacked. Jovi's gob was smacked. I mean, yeah, we're laughing about it, but Jovi was like, whoa. And he says he doesn't understand just how deeply she felt this. He says he will not go back to a strip club because he realizes it hurts her in the way it does. And then he does qualify. He's like, I'll go to strip clubs, but as long as you're there.
Be with me.
You have to be with me. You have to babysit me.
Which meanwhile, we don't know what he's doing when he's at work for 3 months.
No, he's on an oil rig.
Do they ever come ashore?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think once they get there, they're there.
Because I could see Jovi paying for an Uber to get a stripper out to the oil rig.
So Jovi says he's not going to go back. He didn't realize it made her this insecure. He just thought she was being a protective wife.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, for Jovi, he thinks pretty girls don't have brains. Yeah. And like, oh, she's just being possessive. She's just being a controlling bitch. Yeah. No.
Yes, it's jealousy, but it's rooted deeply in her insecurity.
Yes.
And he didn't understand her reasoning, and he promises not to go back without her. Yara says she isn't sure he can keep his promise. And she says it's hard to trust him right now. And in a talking head, Jovi says he's going to prove what a good father and husband, or no, he'll prove that he can be the father and husband she wants him to be. And she's afraid she can't trust him anymore.
Do you have her famous last line here? She
No.
says, "You blew it. Now I'm going to need to know where you are and look at your phone and stuff. The psychopathic relationship."
Psychopathic relationship.
I'm like, I've been in a few psychopathic relationships now that I think about it.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have phones when I was doing it, but yeah. Yeah.
All
So
right.
now we get Angela and the girls getting ready.
Well, I have some Kalani and Kolini.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
yes. I didn't put it in there because
So Kalani and Kolini are talking while Kalani gets ready. And Kalani says the therapist told them that they could recommit to themselves or to co-parenting or whatever they would like to recommit to.
Yeah.
You could see Kolini, her face is like, oh my God, you're not backsliding, are you? Like, this is really over, right?
Yeah. She was terrified for a second of like, oh
Mhm.
God, in
And
the, in the brighter light of day, are you not going to do this? Like, what is
yes.
happening?
And Kolini is proud of Kalani for taking control of her life.
Mm-hmm.
Kalani says she thinks Asuelu's in denial because he's so calm or preparing for murder. One
or
or
the
two.
other. Could go either way at this point.
Kalini tells the camera that she's doing what is necessary. Asuelu hurt my sister a lot and he's out of chances.
Yeah.
And Kalani, she just can't stop crying. Every confessional, she's crying. She's crying. Like
Her
tears
eyes
of
are
Kalani.
so red. The tears of Kalani are here big time. We
And
need Jake in the background playing the music.
She says, "This is scary, but I have to put myself first." Okay, now we have all the girls together.
I just want to say I am so fucking proud of Kalani.
Me too.
I am
And
so
she
fucking
needed
proud of her.
this support system to do this.
She did.
I have no doubt in my mind she came to this resort knowing she wanted to divorce him. I don't dispute that. But I think she needed to do it in a safe, supportive place.
I started marriage counseling knowing I wanted to get divorced. I mean, that's what brought us there.
Yeah.
Did I think it could be fixed? Maybe I had a 2% thought that it could be fixed.
Yeah.
But mostly what I wanted to do was prepare him and help
Yeah.
him understand why this was the right decision.
Yeah. In therapeutic environments is a great place to have difficult conversations.
It is. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So the girls all get together and they reassure Yara about the situation with Jovi. And Kalani again is like, Jovi's a crawfish fuckboy. You're the greatest thing in the world. Liz shows up. She's not dressed. She says she's not feeling the vibe. I didn't understand what what was going on with Liz.
I think she didn't like her dress.
I do
think
too,
thought it
because
was
she had
too
her hair and
casual.
makeup done.
Yeah, it was just the dress. This felt like a little fraudacity to
A
me
little bit.
because I don't feel like any of Angela's clothes would fit Liz anyway.
No.
So this felt really weird. I did want to say, God, I feel like we're turning into Angela apologists. She, other than her fried to the end of the earth hair, she fantastic in that dress.
She did
It
look
was
good
an
in the dress.
appropriate dress. I mean, it was a little cleavage, but okay, this is Angela. By Angela's standards, this dress was high class and gorgeous.
Okay. All right. I agree.
Yeah.
They all looked great.
They all looked great. I loved Angela's. I would like that dress. I'd wear that dress.
So Angela tells Liz she has a dress she could borrow, and I just wrote Amanda. Who would you rather borrow a dress from other than Angela? Anybody else?
Homeless guy from Acme. I mean, like, I don't feel like
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's much of Angela's wardrobe I want to leverage, but whatever she pulled out turned out to be great.
It did, and it's
Liz looked great.
clearly the producer. Some 20-year-old producer picked that out.
Somehow, because
So
this is not right.
we see the dress, blah blah blah. As we're walking to the dress, the blow-up doll's in the bed.
I know. Good God.
What has she been doing to that blow-up doll, Amanda?
I don't know. I was
Hashtag
thinking,
save that blow-up doll.
blow-up doll. It has her cooties on it now. Like, they're gonna.
Oh, I'm
have
sure
to
she's
burn this
rubbing her
thing.
cooter up and down that thing.
She's got the vibrator. I've just went
Okay.
to a place I don't want to go. I'm gonna come back from that place.
Does the
I just
blow-up
want to believe
doll
she's cuddling with it. That's it.
Does the blow-up doll, hashtag ladies of a certain age, does the blow-up doll look like the co-pilot from Airplane?
100%.
Okay.
It is absolutely
him?
the co-pilot from Airplane. 100%. That is the co-pilot from Airplane.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Same face,
Co-pilot
same
or
everything.
autopilot? I think it's autopilot, right?
The autopilot. Yeah. But yeah, became the co-pilot.
So Angela has a big bag of hair. And Yara says, with Angela, there's no boring time. Something is always going on.
That's true.
Yeah. Kalani puts on the wig and she starts imitating Angela, and she sounds just like her. It's
She
great.
does. She's got a
Mhm.
great Angela.
She's like, Michael. Yara says Kalani looks like she fell on a plate with noodles.
She did. That hair looked very Cody Brown.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Liz wears, it was triggering me and I couldn't figure out why. Thank you.
Yeah, it's Cody's hair.
Liz wears the dress and it's amazing. Real quick on Cody Brown. Did you see that he did a cameo with Robin?
Yes.
She's so fucking weird in this cameo.
Yes, she is.
She's like,
Like, I don't
she
know how to
can't
be on
say
camera.
anything. Yeah, what are you doing? What?
You live on camera.
Oh, something's not right there.
And he's like, yeah, she's shy. I'm like,
no, she isn't.
no, she isn't. So
it's weird. So
the
now
two cameos that have been rolling around recently of Cody are real weird.
Yeah, like the one where he tells the new parents not to let their baby do something
that disrespect
them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
When are your baby shitting all over you when you're changing a diaper and it has diarrhea? Is that disrespectful?
Right. When the baby projectile vomits on you multiple times. Is that disrespect?
When the baby won't let you sleep for more than 3 hours a night for 3 years.
Okay. The disrespect.
Babies are just piles of disrespect shaped into human form.
Shaped into very cute human form.
God. Okay. So now we're at the commitment ceremony. And Angela and Michael go first. Angela and Michael.
I did want to say, Angela did say at the end, she's very proud of everyone for the work that they've done. And I said, I really love their girl bonding. I feel like these four women really created a friendship.
Me too. We went from Alien versus Predator to Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. It was quick.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 weeks, man. Okay, so now
we have Michael on the iPad, and he says, and he's all dressed up, and he says, I vow not to lie to you and to be honest with you. Also, I'll make you happy now and forever, my love. Also, and it was so funny how he just kept adding things in. It was like he just kept saying things until she reacted.
Right.
So he's like, I promise I'll love you. Also, I'll do blah, 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 blah. Also, I'll wash your car every Saturday. And then finally she reacts and he's like, okay, I'm done.
Okay, good. I've said enough things to make her happy.
But at the end, he says, I love you and I will support you in good and bad times. So help me God. Amen. She goes, okay. Angela says, I don't need these cards because this is coming right from my heart. I truly love you, Mike. I truly love you or I wouldn't be here. And then she whips out the divorce papers. But these are divorce papers. And I love Kalani and Yara like, oh. Michael's going, oh my God, no, baby, no, baby. And Angela says, I'm going to rip up these papers right here because I truly love my husband. I can't get these refiled. It's like, okay. In a joint confessional, Michael tells the camera, I'm shocked that she had these papers. My heart was beating so fast. Now, Angela says, I came in here thinking Michael had to do all the work.
Yep.
And I actually had to do work with not getting so angry. And this has actually saved our marriage.
I think this is amazing. She did learn something.
I agree. Whether or not she applies that in the real world, we'll see.
I mean, she did beat the shit out of that woman in the New York lobby. So
I mean, again, we don't know what
we don't know what she did to deserve that. No one deserves that.
Victim blaming. If you want victim blaming and shaming, come on over to Little Miss Recap. No. No one deserves violence. No. We don't. But what I was saying is that other person might have swung first.
True. They might have really attacked her. Yeah. We don't know.
But knowing Angela, she probably attacked the person first. Okay.
I'm going to go with Angela's the problem.
So now we're at Asuela and Kalani. And Kalani says, I commit to being a better friend to you and being more patient with you. How could you be more patient with this person? # never forget getting out of that car, carrying both kids and unlocking the door.
I don't know. I don't know how she thinks she's the problem here, but
okay,
whatever.
I want to co-parent the best I can with you so we still have a good, strong family and always put our kids first. Now, I want to say something. This is pure conjecture and speculation, so do not take any of this seriously. It just occurred to me that she could be so terrified of what he's going to do that is why she keeps this we're friends up, because I can't understand this.
No, I think she's placating him. I think she knows how to play the game with him because she's lived with him for 7 years or 5 years or
But I'm
whatever it
wondering
is.
if it's fear-based. I thought it was, like, dismissive at first, like, she just knows the elevator doesn't go all the way to the top and she's just getting through, but I wonder if it's
It
fear-based.
might be fear-based, knowing what we know now about all
Yes.
the abuse stuff.
Yes. And it'll be interesting to see, and we'll talk about this at the end, how she acts when he's out of the picture.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, when he can't hurt her anymore.
Yep.
So Asuelu says, "Thank you for the nice words. Today is the worst day of my life."
I mean, to be fair, it probably is, but
Yeah. Yeah. And he says, "I will have nice co-parent with you, and I appreciate what you've done for me, and I want to apologize. I hope you forgive what I did, and I want you to let the past go and make new friendship and love and trust to one another from here to the future." She's like,
cool.
"Okay, all right."
That
And
sounds
she
good.
says, "I do
Let's do that.
forgive you, and I would like to move forward and be friends." And they do hug. Now, they're in a confessional together, I think. No, they're separate. Kalani tells the camera and hers, "I have numbed myself for years to put up with this, and I think I'm
Mhm.
feeling all these feelings at once." And that's
I'm
why
sure
she's
she
just
is.
sobbing. And she says, "I hope my kids understand what I did and that I hung on as long as I could."
Yeah. And that's the
Again,
hardest part for
she's
her.
she's doing the shame.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? She's got to reframe it,
She
Amanda.
does. She's doing the best thing she can, which is showing her kids what a happy mom looks like.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
So, Asuelu tells the camera, "Knowing Kalani doesn't want me is stabbing my body. I don't know how to process this." So,
Maybe he
and
needs the
again,
knife and the kid needs the mug.
he does need the knife and the
Yeah.
kidney's mug. So again, he doesn't even have the vocabulary to
Mm-mm.
talk about this, but I'm sure he feels it, but
I'm
he
sure he
doesn't know
feels
how to
it.
express it.
And I don't think it would be any better in Samoan. I don't think it's a language thing. I think
Yeah.
it's he doesn't know how to articulate what he's feeling.
So now Jovi and Yara, and I was crying. I'm just gonna tell you right now. I was
Okay.
crying. I was crying. I was crying. I was, yeah.
I didn't cry because I have a cold, dead heart. But yeah, I can see where one could
Well,
cry.
yeah, yeah. Well, Jovi says she makes him go first again.
Mm-hmm.
And Jovi says, "I want to work on communicating with you better and work on building trust. I want to make you feel loved and beautiful and give you and Mila more of my time. I want to create more romantic moments for you. I love the way you have changed me to be a better person." Gives me chills even talking about it. Am I going to start crying right now?
Oh my God, guys. She's really losing it.
I'm
This
too
is bad.
invested in their relationship. I might have a problem.
What are you gonna do next week when we don't talk about Jovi and Yara?
I don't know. I'm
Do we
trying,
need to
guys.
just have Jovi and Yara corner?
I'm trying to get Jovi to talk to me for an interview. I am trying so hard because I want to
Okay.
talk to him about Crawfish Fuckboy. I
Oh
want to
boy.
see what he thinks about it.
If you get him, I'm there.
Oh,
Even if I
oh,
have to be quiet.
yes, you're there.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
100%. So Yara says, "You're a super loving husband and you are the best daddy in the whole world. And Mila and I love you so much and we're happy to have you." Liz is sobbing. I'm sobbing. And she says, "I promise to choose happiness and love and I love you so much." And they kiss.
Yeah, they're fine.
Here's something. Yara looked fucking amazing.
Oh my God.
I would have
Jesus.
recommitted to her.
I would have committed to her. Sorry, Todd. Bye. I'm going to go be with Yara
Bye.
now. Like, she is so hot. Jesus Christ.
Okay, now we have Ed and Liz.
Mm. I do want to say, Liz looked gorgeous too.
Liz looked amazing. He
She
not so
looks really
much.
gorgeous when her talking heads have that like straightened hair.
Mhm,
When her
mhm.
hair's a little tasseled
Yeah, she looks
and she
better.
doesn't have a lot of makeup on, so her freckles are all out. God,
Yep.
she's adorable.
She's adorable. So Ed says, "I want you to know how lucky you are to find such a good catch." Ha ha ha. I had to do it. I had to do it.
No, you didn't.
Somebody needs to sit Ed down. Hopefully, one of the therapists did this. And they need to say to him, "This is so clearly born out of insecurity, and it just makes you look insecure and weak every time
Mhm.
you do that." Like,
Mhm.
somebody needs to say to him, "This does not make you look funny.
It does not do what
This
you think
makes
it's
you look
doing.
weak."
Yeah.
And then
It makes you
maybe
look
he
like an
would
idiot.
stop doing it if he knew
Maybe.
how others perceive it. I don't know.
I don't know either. Oh God, I
So
hate him.
Liz looks like she wants to punch him. And then he says,
I
"Seriously,
wish
you
she
are
had.
one of the kindest, loving, and warmest mother and fiance. You make me want to be a better man. You're making me a better son, a better father. I have been a better father. So better father twice in Amy's recollection. I don't
I
know.
wonder if he has a relationship with Tiffany right now because
They
he
were
didn't.
estranged.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of Liz.
Mm-hmm. You have never
Or because
given
of
up
Rose,
on
I
us
think.
ever.
Liz, I don't know.
What's that?
I couldn't remember if it was because of Liz or because of Rose, but I think it's just because of all of Ed's fuckery.
Yeah. I think it was because of Liz, but because
Yeah.
of Ed's decision with Liz, not because of
Yeah.
Liz herself.
Yeah.
So you've never given up on us ever. I will cherish you and your daughter Riley forever. Riley, is that her name? Yeah, I think so.
It is. Can I tell you how it's spelled?
I saw it. Go ahead.
Ryleigh.
Yeah, no.
No.
And he says, I want to ask you for the very last time, will you marry me? She says, quick commercial break. Then she says, get up and let me speak.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I mean, I know they got married. So, I wish I hadn't known they got married.
So she says, 3 years ago, we met when you were talking to my daughter at my job. And that caught my attention because you were so good to her, basically. And she says, you taught me to laugh again, and you are not unnoticed. I don't know what does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know what you were trying to say.
I know what it is. She goes, you taught me to laugh again. And that I do notice that. Like, you're
Okay,
not
yeah.
unnoticed.
It does not go unnoticed.
Mm-hmm. She says, you take good care of Riley. You connect to her in ways that I can't. And coming here, we've learned we are not always on the same page. And I just want to say something with Liz talking about Riley and his connection with Riley, that puts a lot of the pieces together for me.
It does
Because
for
when
me as
somebody is good to your children,
you can forgive a lot.
you can forgive a lot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So she says, coming here, we've learned we're not always on the same page. But yesterday is gone and we're here today. So I'm just going to wash everything under a bridge. Is that the saying? Wash things under a bridge. Wait, did you go down with the people under the bridge to start washing your clothes?
No, that's not correct. Your ability to fuck up metaphors is so amazing. It's so amazing. I love it so much. That is water under the bridge. It's okay.
You know
I got
that
you.
You know Timmy makes fun of me because I can never say that saying. I always struggle with it, even now. 6 of one, half a
6 to
dozen.
1, half dozen the other.
I can't say it. Okay. All right. So she says, we can see the sunrise on all of our tomorrows forever hand in hand as we are meant to be. And I will move with you to Arkansas, said no one ever. And then she gives him a ring and she proposes and they both say yes. And everybody in America dies a little bit inside. Then they have a celebratory dinner.
It'd be great if celebrities showed up.
Party. They think they're the celebrities.
Oh my God. Last night, Shaft died. The guy who played Shaft.
Oh, yeah.
I told Todd that and he thought it was Shaq. He's like, Shaquille O'Neal died? I'm like, no. But then he looked, Todd and Shaquille O'Neal were born on the same day.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
So Shaquille O'Neal is 51. I can tell you that.
Okay. I have Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh.
Because they're born on the same day. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So they have this celebratory dinner and they party with the therapist. And this is so different than the celebratory dinner that we have on Golden Bachelor, which takes place at 4:00 in the afternoon. Everybody's drinking lemonade. Ed invites them all to Arkansas for their wedding. Jovi says, let's put all the bullshit behind us and start fresh. Jovi says, we all supported one another. And then Jovi kisses Ed. What is Jovi's astrological sign? Is he a Libra?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Let's find out.
Hold on. Jovi.
Because one of two things is happening with Jovi. Either he's a Libra and he's got that peacemaker in him by nature, or he grew up in a conflict household and he was the peacekeeper.
He's born January 21st, so he's not a Libra.
Oh, no. I think he's an Aquarius, right?
21 Zodiac. Let's see. Zodiac
He's cusp
sign.
of Capricorn, Aquarius, I believe.
Aquarius, yeah.
Yeah.
Starts on the 20th, so he's right there.
Timmy's an Aquarius as well, just so you know. Okay.
So
he must have grown up in a household with some conflict.
I think
because
so. Well,
he tries to always make the peace.
He does. He does. And we know that the father that we met of Jovi's is his stepfather.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah. Okay. So Asuela screams. I am so grateful for all of you. Even though we didn't make it, you guys did. I'm like, what's going on here?
Breathe, Asuela, breathe.
They all dance. Angela grabs Jovi and gyrates on his hips. Her cooter has been all over these people.
Oh God, can we never talk about Angela's cooter again?
She takes the iPad and throws it up her dress, and we actually get footage of it, and that's more than I need to see.
Yes.
And at one point, Jovi thinks Yara and Kalani are going to kiss, and he gets all excited about it. And then, like, they don't, because Yara's not going to do that.
No.
And the time passes. But you see a little twinkle in his eye for
Yes,
1 second.
Oh, here now. Here now.
And that's it. That's it. That's the season.
That's the season. They had a fun party, and then everyone went home.
Mm-hmm.
And until the previews, or till the opening credits were happening, I forgot that Molly and Kelly had even been there.
I know.
I forgot.
I know. So
It's a shame
again,
they didn't
guys,
stay.
please, I've done some research. I can't find that there's a season 2 of this announced yet.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that announcement will come after this episode airs, which we're recording
so.
this a little early. When does it air? Oh, it airs next week. We're recording this
airs-
way early.
Yeah, we're recording it 5 days early. But yeah.
So let's hope, if Matt Sharp will announce it, it'll be right after the finale.
I hope
And
so. 'Cause this was so good.
manifest your people on it. Oh my God, if we could get one of the Darcys or Stacys. I don't think they'll do it.
No, they have their
Stacey
own world now.
Stacey might.
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay. Oh, what
I
I
don't
would
think
give
so.
to see Florian and Stacey on here.
Oh my God. If we could have Vampire Florian. I don't know, though, if he could be in the Florida sun like that.
He might burn to a crisp.
My burn to a crisp. Though the vitamins might do him good.
True.
I feel.
True.
We wanted to do a little bit of Where Are They Now?
Yes. So go ahead. Who do you have?
I have a little bit for everybody.
Oh, good. Okay. I'll fill in. I don't have much, but go on.
Okay. So Jovi and Yara, they appear to be good. They're doing their normal Halloween things. They dressed as the Addams family, and it was super cute. They did Gino and Jasmine, which was super cute, particularly in light of realizing that they had then met Gino and Jasmine at the big 90-day party.
Yes.
They're fine. They seem to be living their best life. And to the best of our knowledge, Yara is not yet pregnant with another baby.
No, she doesn't look it. And they travel a lot. They're traveling a lot. Yeah.
They do. I think they should get like a nice little 1-bedroom apartment in Prague.
Yeah. To be near her mother.
To be near her mother. And I think when Jovi is on the oil rig,
she could fuck off to Prague.
She could fuck off to Prague and hang out with her mom for a while. I don't see a problem with this. But Jovi was afraid Yara was going to leave. And hopefully after this, he's feeling less like that.
Yeah, I hope so.
Molly and Kelly, we know they're done. We know that there was an altercation that Kelly had with Olivia. I don't want to go into the details of that. Olivia's really struggling.
Not good.
But that case was dismissed.
Good.
The fight between Molly, hawking her plexus, not Kalani. Molly has plexus and her bras. And she's also dating somebody who is being identified in all social media as a prison kingpin.
I saw this.
I don't know what's happening there.
Yeah.
It's not good, whatever.
Will she be on Lalu? This
is not the 90-day Lalu crossover I'm looking for.
No, me either.
There's been a couple times where I wouldn't have minded it. This is not it. Ed and Liz, we know they got married in August in Arkansas.
Now, I scoured the other people who were here, their social media. It doesn't look like any of them went to that wedding.
Good.
Unless they were in an embargo and couldn't post anything about it.
Could be.
But I looked to see what they posted on August 29th to see if they were, anywhere else. And no one posted anything. So I don't know if anybody went.
At the Northwest Arkansas airport or something. Go into Walmart's headquarters. Who knows?
Love you, Arkansas.
I've been to Arkansas. It's quite pretty. Angela and Michael still together. Michael remains in Nigeria because he's never getting here.
No.
And Kalani and Asuela. I can't find that Kalani and Hall J. Pass are not together. I think they might be together.
I think they're together, and I think Asuelu's back in Samoa, right?
Yeah, they're Asuela was flirting with Winter of Family Chantal. We saw that at some party. They might have been hooking up. Who knows?
Winter, girl.
Run. You can do better than this. You could do better than Ja that you were with, and you can do better than Asuela. I think Winter's adorable. And we did see this week, I did not actually see the TikTok, but Todd did, of Asuela being back in Samoa, which I
Yeah,
think
he
is
was
better
in
for everybody.
Vegas for a while.
He was, and
And
now he's
now
back
he's
in.
in.
I think that's better for everybody.
Yeah, one of our backdoor friends said that Lo had sponsored him, Father
Yeah.
Chimbraid, and Lo stopped sponsoring him. It was
Good.
like, get thee back to Samoa.
Right, I'm done with you.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did read some interview or something. This is not
Hashtag
really
fake journalism.
hashtag fake journalism, but Kalani says her parents do not watch the show. So her parents only know what she tells them.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So I shouldn't click on that clickbait that says, how did Lo and what's the mother's name? I forget.
Lisa.
Lisa respond to Kalani's allegations against Asuelo.
Well, maybe she put that on social media, so I'm sure they know about that. It didn't happen
But
on
I'm
the
wondering
show.
if it's like I'm going to click it and it's just going to say they don't watch the show.
Right. Probably. Probably. Clickbait is good for a reason, man.
All right. Well, Amanda, it has been a pleasure.
It has. I'm sad this is done,
I'm so sad
but
too.
it's okay. We'll find other things to talk about.
Yeah, guys, we are doing Sister Wives on Little Miss Recap Extra. You
Mhm.
can join that by clicking the link in the show notes or subscribe through Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
And once the current season is over, we have made the decision. Once the current season is over, we're going to start with the recaps from the
Yes.
rewatch.
And we're not going to do everything. We're going to do
Mm-mm.
like key episodes, things like that. We absolutely have to start with the pilot, though.
Yeah, we might do every episode when we get to like season 16 and 17.
Oh yeah. We're going to talk about all that.
I mean,
but
there's
don't
going to
need-
be 17 hours of these adults sitting in folding chairs on someone's patio.
we have to talk about that. But what we don't need to talk about are flash mobs and parties that we create out of nothing.
Yeah.
We are also talking about doing a couple documentaries to fill in the time. I am campaigning hard for one in particular.
Which one is it?
Savior Complex.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that. I have it on Max.
So
I'm
good.
gonna watch it. So
It's bananas.
guys,
It's
come
really-
at
it's
me
really
if
good.
I need to cover this.
Yes,
Amanda
I
saying
think
we do. I trust
It's
her.
really good.
No.
It's really good. We're not solving a case, but it'll be really interesting to talk about.
Okay.
And then The Crown comes November 14th.
We're doing The Crown, guys. We're super excited about it.
And it's going to be the best season because it's going to be the season that's in a time period that we really remember.
We remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also I'm doing Married at First Sight with Steph.
Yes.
And we're loving that. There's one character who I call Jacob Marley.
Oh,
and
boy.
he is Dickensian and he just like floats around. And it's funny because he's actually from New Zealand.
Okay.
But I refuse to accept that. I think he's from 19th century London.
Is he the one that I thought looked like he came from a different era?
Yes, probably.
Orion
No,
or
that's
what?
Orion. That's Orion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this is Jacob Marley. So.
Okay, cool. Got it.
Yeah. All right, guys. So thank you so much again. Jump into our Facebook group, Backdoor Friends. We have a lot of fun in there and we'd love to have you. Amanda,
Yes,
thank you so much for taking this shit show on.
My
Although
pleasure.
I think
I'm
it was
glad
your
we did
idea.
this journey. I think it was my idea, but I'm glad we did this journey together.
Me too. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, friends. Bye.
Take care, everyone.